Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 7 of Franco's World. This is going to be a great show because, I feel pretty good today. Episode's coming out a little bit later than I wanted to on Tuesday, June 25th. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. Sorry for the show coming out a little bit later. Stuff got mixed up at work. Most of the time, I don't have to go in until later on Tuesdays, but today I had to go in earlier, which means I got home later, which means the show is going to be up later. So I flew home from work to do this show, and let me tell you, boy, are my arms tired. I flew home. The old joke. Okay, that was dumb. Let's move on from that. Today's show is going to be fantastic. We're going to answer questions as always. I'm going to tell a little story because that seems to be going pretty well. And then we're going to break down a film. We're going to break down a movie. I'm not going to tell you what movie because I have to tease it. That's the point of intros. So you guys know what's to be expected of me. Remember to follow me on Instagram at FrankosWorld_. Follow me on Twitter at FMiller17. And I hope you enjoy this block of entertainment as much as I enjoy bringing it to you. I'll see you in a second. All right, and we're back. Today's first question, we're going to answer a decent amount of fan questions. Stop saying fan, Frank. They're not your fans. They're your friends and family. They are listeners. Answering listener questions. The first question comes to us from CC. CC asked this question last week, and I didn't get around to it, but I'm going to get around to it today. So thank you for asking the question, CC. Here is my answer to the question that is, do you think the world is flat? Yes, the world is flat, obviously. No, I don't think the world is flat. And further on that, I don't think Kyrie Irving thought the world was flat either. For those that follow sports closely, Kyrie Irving, the basketball player, is talking about, yeah, the earth is flat. He's a smart guy. He got into Duke. You probably don't have to be a genius to be a basketball player at Duke. But I'd like to think you have to be able to at least open a door. And he was all like, oh, yeah, I think the earth is flat. And everyone was in this arms race on TV trying to get the hottest take, like, Kyrie Irving, the Duke basketball player. That's my Stephen A. Smith right there. When he's just like, Kyrie Irving shouldn't have arms to shoot the basketball. Now I sound like I live in Brooklyn. I got to work on my Stephen A. Smith impression. Kyrie Irving shouldn't have arms to shoot the basketball in the fourth quarter. But LeBron James, Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. Okay, I'm rambling. No, the earth is round. I watched Interstellar multiple times. I know the earth is round. I know how science works. Neil deGrasse Tyson learned me good. I know how the earth works in that sense. All right, next question. Comes to us from I Am. Asks, will the sun truly shine bright on my old (new) Kentucky home? I Am, a good friend of mine, is moving to Kentucky, and I'm proud of him. He's a great guy, and it's good to see good things happen to good people. And there's an old country song, or old folk song, whatever you want to call it, called My Old Kentucky Home. And I didn't know the name of it. I know they sing it every year at the Kentucky Derby. And this year, when I was losing hundreds of dollars betting on the horses, I heard this beautiful angelic song that awoke me from a sad slumber at like 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon or whenever the race is. And I just heard this angelic crowd of rich folks singing, when the sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home. It was glorious. I didn't know the name of the song. And so I asked, like, what is the name of this beautiful angelic song? And they're like, oh, it's My Old Kentucky Home. They sing it at every race, and like University of Louisville sings it too. So get a clue, Frank, Len. But yeah, I hope nothing but the best to you and all your future endeavors, and the sun will truly shine bright on your old new Kentucky home, apartment, condo, wherever you're living. Congratulations, my man. Next question comes to us from EB. 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 If you could travel anywhere, where would you go, and who would you go with? There's a lot of places in this world I've never been. There's a lot of places in this world I'd like to go. It's hard for me to narrow it down to what exactly I would want to do and who I'd want to go with, because I love being by myself. Anyone who knows me knows I truly enjoy my alone time. So But for the sake of answering your question, I would have to say I would like to. I want to go to Vegas with a handful of my friends. That sounds nice. Vegas with a handful of my friends, but don't stay too long because that's going to get sad. Other things I would like to do. Mm, I'm not a big California guy. Kind of think it's overrated. If anyone ever calls it Hollywood, they're not going to make it in quote unquote Hollywood. Tell that to your friends. I'd like to go to Italy. I'd like to go to Greece. The whole Baltic region. I want to go there. I want to check that out. Italy and Greece. If I could just make that like a trip, like a whole thing. I'd like to go to Italy with my dad. I think seeing my dad in foreign land would be bonkers. Because that guy's like me times 1,000. So he's way more dramatic and way more upbeat and way more, I don't know. He's just a lot. And seeing him try to communicate with real life Italian people would be a top 10 experience for me. So I'd like to go to Italy with my dad. Honestly, I'd like to just go to the beach by myself. That would probably be an ideal vacation. Sitting on a nice beach by myself, reading a book. Because I bring books to water now. I don't know if you saw my Twitter at fmiller17. I was tweeting about how I bring books to the pool now. That's what I do. I don't even get in the water anymore. I go and I lay out and I bathe in the sun, if you call that even bathing. And I read. And I read my heart out. It was fantastic. I was truly at peace the other day. Next question. SB. If you can make one insect disappear from the earth forever, what would it be? Flies. I don't know. Flies. More importantly, fruit flies. Now, this will go back to a debacle I had in 2016-17, the fruit fly war of 2016 and 17. It was a hard war. It was a tough war, and I fought hard and I won. It was a valiant effort. So I may have left a bowl of fruit. I got home late one night, and I put a bowl of fruit in a cabinet instead of, in the garbage disposal. And I found it a couple weeks later. And there were a lot of fruit flies in that cabinet, and they came out with a vengeance. And I panicked mode, made some traps. It kind of worked, it kind of didn't. And then I got smart with my traps and put pieces of fruit inside the vinegar. It's not malt vinegar. It wasn't malt vinegar. It was apple cider vinegar mixed with just a dash of Dawn dish soap. Dawn dish soap. Whip that up, put a couple pieces of banana in there. Those fruit flies loved it. Had plastic wrap on the top and poked holes in it so they could get in, but they couldn't get out. It was booby trapped. I booby trapped these fruit flies, and then they did it, and I killed most of them, but then a couple of them lingered, and those two multiplied into like 50 plus more, and then I had to do it again, and it basically lasted a good, I'd say May till September. I was fighting these fruit flies, man. I'm not kidding. The fruit fly debacle of 2016-17. Oh my gosh, they were everywhere. And by everywhere, I mean like they were just in the kitchen, but like it was scary. It was terrifying to see them in the kitchen. Yeah, but that's my answer on that. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break because I'm parched, and I will be right back to answer more questions. And also, I'm going to close the show with answering a good top 5 debate question that was asking me recently, and I'm finally getting around to it. I'll see you in a second. And we're back. All right, we're going to speed through a few of these questions here because this last thing that we're going to talk about, which is a top 5 scenario that was asked from me from my good friend Chance, Mr. Peacock, that might take a little bit. So we're going to tease that up. All right, let's get these questions rolling here. JP, thoughts on watching a comedian's Netflix special versus their short YouTube bits? Well, the short YouTube bits are good for you to get an idea of what the person is like, what their act is like, and if you think you'd be into that type of stuff. And then it's hard for people, I feel like, to sit down and watch an entire special of something they don't know anything about. which is why the podcast is a good idea, which is why little clips are good ideas. So you get an idea of their type of brand and their type of humor, and you're like, oh, that does sound nice. Maybe I will sit and spend an hour of my time to watch that. And that's a big thing that in this one book I'm reading that continues to go back to, like, it's hard to convince people to take their free time and spend it on you or spend their money on you. It's a lot. It's a big commitment. And so that's why I'm so grateful for anyone that takes 30 minutes out of their week to listen to me ramble about nothing. And I greatly appreciate anyone who's ever listened, wherever you may be listening, however you may be listening. But as for me, a fan of comedy, I'll sit and watch a comedian special, even if not know anything about them. Moving on, MH asks, if they were to make a movie about your life, who would play you and who would direct? Well, it's hard for me to say who would play me. The older version of me would be Jeff Goldblum, because we have some similarities. That's the old version of me would be Jeff Goldblum. I don't know who would play the younger version of me. I mean, if we could just make Jeff Goldblum like younger in the in the movies somehow with computers, just have him play me, because I feel like he would be able to commit to the role and be able to get all my intricacies and all my movements and the way I talk and like how I act. I feel like he would be able to nail that pretty well. And as far as directing goes, I need someone who's good at directing a biopic. I need a good biopic director. I want someone who's like, I don't want someone who's going to be too edgy, but I want someone who's going to get like a real passion out of it. I mean, I love Christopher Nolan as a director, but like my life in a Christopher Nolan movie would look so stupid that it would just like not work. That's tough. I guess we'll go with Bradley Cooper because he just did A Star Is Born, and I thought that was done really well. So I feel like he could somehow put me off as relatable. Yeah, we'll go Bradley Cooper directing it. We'll get Jeff Goldblum somehow be younger via computer, camera, something, and we'll have him play me. Text me or whatever, or tell me a person who you think should play me in a movie, because I'm actually curious about that. Next question comes to me from VS, who asks, who is my least favorite friend? Well, it's certainly not you, VS. I know you're worried, and that's why you're asking the question. It's certainly not you. You're not my least favorite friend. My least favorite friend. There's two DWs in my life. One isn't going to listen to this, so I can say he is, and the other one will. So the one that will listen to this, you're a great friend. The other one, who's busy trying to become a doctor or something stupid, like that's ever going to work out. Being a doctor, like the world needs more of those. That's so dumb. That's so stupid. DW, he's a horrible friend. He's a horrible, no good, terrible friend. Oh, can't stand. A random guy who you could hear more of because he has great questions. And you can listen to his show at Wild and Wonderful Podcast with 2 T's on Instagram. He asked, what did he ask? Did you see the Adam Sandler Family Reunion SNL skit? Because it was hilarious. Now everyone knows me, knows I'm a fan of comedy and all things funny. I'm gonna break it to you, guy. Here's like an embarrassing secret that I'm telling you guys because I feel like it will make sense. The only clip of that show I've seen was the Adam Sandler singing the Chris Farley song, which he sings in his Netflix special 100% Fresher. It's really good. You guys should go watch that. But yeah, and that made me cry. And that's kind of the reason why I haven't watched the Adam Sandler. I haven't even watched a single second of the Adam Sandler episode other than that song because it's going to make me really sad because like I love jokes that much and like the integrity of it. And I know like what Sandler's going to bring to the table, and it's going to bring up these whole like, why can't it be like what it used to be? And not saying the show isn't great now, but I'm just saying like it'll just bring up these memories of me being a kid and like staying up and watching it. And it's going to make me more sad. And I know they did an excellent job. And so, yeah, I haven't been able to bring myself to watch it because also I haven't been able to watch anything funny because I get mad that I didn't help out on it. I struggle sometimes with watching other comedians, not from a jealousy standpoint, because there's enough room at the table for everybody. And being jealous is head trash, and that's just stupid. Like I just can't watch it because I get mad that like I'm not doing enough myself. It's like not like a motivation, like I have to do more, I have to be great. Like it's just like I don't know, it's like a struggling art type of thing. It's a weird, I don't know how to explain it. I just get upset sometimes that like I'm not doing my part for the art. Does that make sense? Yeah, I haven't watched a second of it. That's an embarrassing. Yeah. So maybe that'll get you an insight to the way my mind works. Three more questions. Sorry. At Dank Dorito, the meme page, asks World Cup thoughts so far. I'm assuming he's talking about the Women's World Cup. The Women's World Cup, the USA, they played yesterday, Monday. We got so lucky, and I didn't even celebrate us winning because it was kind of Bush League, if we're being honest. That second penalty was really cheap, and it's hard for me. Like, we win a game off 2 penalties, 2-1 off penalties. I hate, I just, I played soccer my whole life, so I understand, how it works. And to win like that, it's, kind of I don't want to say cheap, but, it's hard to either think, one, you don't really celebrate penalties unless it's massive and it's late and you rightfully deserved it. But a little cleat tap to the shin guard and then she falls down 3 steps later. I don't like the VAR. The VAR is ruining the game because it's changing the result of the games and it makes it seem like there's some sort of match fixing, which we all know FIFA is a corrupt organization as is, with Sepp Blatter back in the day doing his whole thing with Qatar and the World Cup there. That was bad. It's kind of ruining the integrity of the game with VAR because we have these quote unquote rules officials that sit behind a box and they still get the call wrong when everybody in the entire world can see what the call should be. Yesterday, some of us were watching it in the office and we were just like, "There's no way that's a penalty." And then they review it and they're like, "Oh, penalty, goal," and we're just like, "Come on, dude, that's so soft." The VAR is ruining the World Cup. The games are great. The women are very skilled. Shout out to Michaela Abam of Cameroon Cameroon. Sorry. She's fantastic, WVU. And Kadisha Buchanan, Canada. There's another player I'm forgetting that's also in Canada. I apologize. Also really good. But Michaela, I played soccer. She was really kind to me at my time during WVU, and I actually got to play with the women's team in the summertime during their off season practices when they have to quote unquote practice, but they're not really practicing. So I got to practice with them, and she was really kind to me, and so I'm always cheering for her and stuff like that. Yeah, I bet nobody knew that. Old Frankie Four Eyes can kick the ball around a little bit. Okay, 2 more questions, and then we'll get to the final thing that's probably going to take 10 minutes. A-Bomb. We're just going to call him A-Bomb. A-Bomb asks, what are the dangers of living a hedonistic lifestyle? The hedonistic lifestyle is, for those that don't know, is just doing things for a quick fix, just doing whatever pleases you quickly. It's just not being a yes man, but just only looking out for yourself and only just being oh, I'm going to do this. Yep. That makes me happy. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing that. The problem with that is you're never going to truly be happy. You're never going to truly be. It's like the difference between happiness and joy, because happiness is a quick fix, get rich quick type of thing, and joy is genuine and fills you up and makes you feel good and all that stuff. And happiness is a response, and joy is a feeling. So happiness would be the hedonistic lifestyle, and you're doing things quick. It's an if-then thing. It's if I do this, then I will be happy. And then you're never going to be truly happy because you're always going to be in search for the next thing that's just going to make you happy quickly. So that's the danger of it. You won't be happy in the long term because you'll always be searching for the next thing. And if you don't get it, then you will be upset. So you have to have happiness in the process, if that makes sense. That's my answer to that. So thank you very much. All right. 1 more question, and then we'll get the answer Mr. Peacock's question. The next question comes to us from not MH. I already answered MH's question. JH's question, and JH asked, what did J? Okay, JH asked, what would be the Holy Grail of your life? That's a really tough question. That's a really tough question. What is the Holy Grail of your life? Now, for me, the Holy Grail would be all 5 pillars in my life being strong: family, friends, health, mind, body, spirit. career, and what is the other one? Family, friends, health, career, and my social. My social, like how, like, like how I am. I don't know what am I doing for fun. All those things would be fantastic, strong. Everything would be in the green or the black or whatever it is. Everything would be in the black, yes. And then also the Holy Grail to me would be finishing a set, finishing a show, and walking off or something like that, and be back in the dressing room, and say a comedian that I really admire just would tell me I did a great job. That would be a Holy Grail. Or having a holiday special, and we're at the end, a bunch of celebrities give a bunch of money to a bunch of kids, and then we help out a bunch of kids around the holiday time that, one, couldn't afford gifts, or two, are stuck in the hospital, and try to make them have a great holiday season. That would be the Holy Grail in my life, would be making others forget about the bad times and feel happy. That would be the Holy Grail. Having a great career in comedy would be the Holy Grail. Okay. That got deep. We got deep today. That got a little bit deep today. Yeah. Okay. So, we will be right back. And while I'm away, think about your answer to this next question. If you had a music festival, who would be the 5 artists that you would bring? And you have to pick one to be the headliner. So you better think hard. I'll be right back. You just keep on thinking. All right, the last topic of the show. Who would be the 5 artists that you would have play at a festival that you put on, and who would be the headliner? Hopefully you figured out your answers, because I'm still trying to figure out mine as I do the show. Remember to follow me on Instagram at francosworld_, because I put clips on there and I want to help grow the show. So tell your friends, your family, tell your bosses, tell your underlings or whoever works for you, tell your coworkers, tell anybody under the sun. Follow me on Twitter at fmiller17. And in the meantime, you keep all those questions coming, because I read them every day and I get genuine joy out of bringing you this show. All right. So the 5 people that I would want to see at a concert. Remember, this is for me. This is not for you. The first time I made this list with my buddy Chance, I was making it like I was tailoring it to everybody else. Like, well, we got to have a country artist because people like country in the summertime, especially. We got to have a rap artist. We got to have a pop person. But now, this is just me. This is just for number 1. I'm looking out for myself. So the 5 people that I would bring. Number 1, I would want to see Mr. The Boss, Bruce Springsteen. That's a person that I want to see really badly. Puts on a fantastic show. I think it would be an electric factory. I would love to see him play. And he's taken some time off because he just finished up his residency on Broadway. And that special's on Netflix, and it's really good. You should watch that if you like Bruce Springsteen. So, yeah, Bruce is on there. I'd love to see Dean Martin in his prime. I know it's like a jazz singer. It's completely different from some of the other artists, but remember, this is for me. So Dean's going to go out there and open up the show because he's going to do bits of comedy while singing. He's going to be the opener. After that, we're going to slide into Journey. Journey's going to follow Bruce because they have some light songs that they can play in the beginning, and then they can get into more of the ballads towards the end, which will slide us into third, which will be Bruce Springsteen. So it's Dean Martin, Journey, Bruce. Bruce has such an arsenal, a bevy of songs that he can play all different types of things. So kind of leads us to being able to listen to whatever we want in the 4th act, which would be, now it's slipping my brain who I want the 4th act to be. I just said it the other day in the office. Dean Martin, Bruce Springsteen, Journey. Who would be the 4th artist? Who would be that 4th artist? Well, now I'm struggling. Good thing we got 5 minutes left, because it might just be 5 minutes of silence while I'm trying to deliver this message into my brain and make that come out on the show. Who would be that 4th? I know who the headliner is going to be. The headliner probably going to be, well, It's gonna be. It's not who he is now. I'm picking the era where I'm getting this guy. I'm gonna get 2004 to like 2008 Kanye West. That's who I'm gonna get. Okay, I'm not getting Kanye now. I'm gonna get 2004 to like 2008 Kanye West. The College Dropout was the first rap album I ever bought, by the way. I think I still have the poster on my childhood wall. Kanye, yeah, that era Kanye. Who do I want? Oh, man, who did I want? I feel like it was a country artist. I don't remember who I wanted. This is actually really bad. Mm, I mean, I could say Motley Crue, but I'd be afraid of what they would do. That would just be terrifying. Um, Dean Martin, Journey, Bruce Springsteen. The fourth artist being who would I want to see? Who who comes on? Okay, yeah. All right, I got it now. All right, I'm not gonna backtrack, but here it is. Leading off, we're gonna have Dean Martin. He's gonna come up there and do comedy, and he's gonna sing. He's gonna sing light songs while people are walking in, even though it's just for me. Journey's gonna come in. They're gonna play light stuff. Then they're gonna play ballads, and they're gonna play like their famous ones at the end. Bruce is going to bring out the band. It's going to be a whole thing. He's going to probably have like a 30-song set list because that's what his concerts are like. And then the next day, Mr. John Bellion, who I love dearly as an artist, and seeing that guy work is crazy. He's got a documentary on YouTube he put out where he was making his whole album, and there's a bunch of behind-the-scenes videos of older songs that he's made. I just love the way that guy works, and I like how he's the closest thing to some sort of like gospel music guy that I listen to because, like, my family, I have a religious family, religious background, so hearing someone like say somewhat religious things while maintaining their, like, they don't make like Christian music, but they have like, they have like a religious like background stuff like that. I don't talk about religion act or anything, but like, I don't know, I do, his songs are relatable for me is what I'm trying to say. So John Bellion is the fourth man, and then the fifth person is 04 to 08 Kanye West. So let me know what 5 artists you would like to see if you were able to make a concert all by yourself. All right. We got through that. I didn't break any movies down like I said I was going to. I still have like 3 minutes left. I guess I could break down a movie if you really wanted me to. What did I see recently? I watched Bad Times at the El Royale. Here is a quick 2-minute review of Bad Times at the El Royale. It was really interesting because it was a murder mystery that kind of reminded me of a Quentin Tarantino film, especially when they stopped scenes and put up title cards that transitioned into the next scene or the next storyline. I felt bad for John Hamm's character. I liked him a lot, and I thought he was wrong. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but I thought he was wrongfully. His time ended wrongfully in the movie. He didn't get enough screen time. The things make sense in the end as to where they are in the beginning. I love stories that are told backwards, where you see the ending of one thing, but then it goes back and tells how they got to their own ending from their own perspective. I love movies like that. And I'm not really a huge Tarantino guy, but he does a good job about that. Christopher Nolan does as well. I like the way it was shot because it had that 1970s, 1960s vibe. It had a little bit of smooth jazz influence. It had some Motown influence. The soundtrack was excellent. The lighting was nice. I like the idea that the hotel is split into 2 sides, the Nevada side and the California side, and only rules are allowed on one side of the state and the other side of the state. That was really interesting. I'm not going to ruin the movie for you because it's a murder mystery. If I gave you any sort of plot detail other than it's a whodunit, like it's a whodunit and why certain people are the way that they are, it would ruin the entire murder mystery for you. So you can watch that on HBO Go. It's fantastic. My good friend, Mr. MC, that's his name, MC, he recommended it for me because he's a film guy, and I genuinely enjoyed it. So thank you for the recommendation, MC. If anyone has any movies that they would like for me to review and review thoroughly, let me know, and I will do that on the show. In the meantime, you just keep taking care of yourself and keep all those questions coming because I read them every day. And I greatly appreciate you listening to this show. However you may be listening, wherever you may be listening, remember to follow me on Instagram at fmiller7. No, that's not my name. Who put that there? No, move that card. No, wrong cue card. There it is. Remember to follow me on Instagram at francosworld_. Follow me on Twitter at fmiller17. And I hope you have a great day. We're going to be on iTunes soon, so I figured that out. Or Apple Music, Apple Podcast, whatever. I'll see you when I see you. Have a good day.